Come along with us on a journey of meandering exploration. We will laugh, we will cry, and most importantly, we will waste an hour so we don't have to hang out with our families. Whether we're bringing the sexy or telling you to fuck off, Teddy, Ashtray, Oracle, and Mystic will do it with enough enthusiasm to barely keep you awake. So strap in and strap on for another ride with the only show on the internet that has more episodes than viewers. This is the Red Eye Report.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss AI, cognitive decline, and the future of learning. With me this week is Tattletale Teddy. Don't let him catch you using Gemini on your literature exam. He'll snitch on you.
Snitching.
Yeah, exactly.
I be snitching.
He'll snitch on you using his AI-powered sunglasses.
Goddamn right. I see everything and I know everything.
We also have Metacognition Mystic. He's currently metacognating on what the face of the local Arby's employee will be when they discover the upper decker he left in the bathroom.
Not surprised.
Yeah,
probably.
not surprised. That's
It's
probably a
Arby's.
daily occurrence.
Yeah.
Upper decker, that's old school, buddy. Shit, he don't even know what to do with that. That's old school.
Whole generation of people that don't even know what that is.
Instead of those blue bleach tabs, they just shit in the top of the toilet to clean it.
We also
had
have
class.
Asperger's Ashtray. He was already retarded before this AI madness began, so he should be good.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Finally, there's
He's eating
me.
Asperger.
There's me offloading Oracle. I'm lazy as shit, so you better believe I'm going to offload as much as I possibly can. Such is the way of the Red Eye Report.
This is the way.
Yep. All right.
This is the way.
So before we get started here, we're going to do the weekly benefit event for the Danish County Pet of the Week. And our pet of the week is Weevil, the cybernetic wiener dog.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Weevil lost 3/4 of his brain in a hot dog eating contest led by PCP enthusiasts. You probably have a local chapter, PCP enthusiasts. They always throw good potlucks, hot dog eating contests, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
right. Potlucks or nobody brings anything.
So now Weevil has a robotic brain. So he's kind of like RoboCop, except he's a wiener dog. So he really
Yeah.
can't do shit. So there's that.
Dachshunds.
Yeah, right.
So tonight
God bless.
we're going to be talking about AI, some studies that have been done recently, some literature's come out about potential cognitive decline, how it's affecting people, and also just kind of the state of learning and how things are changing so rapidly. So one of the big things, they did a study, this Gerlich guy in 2025 explored this cognitive offloading. And they did a study where they had programmers, I think they had beginner programmers, intermediate, and expert programmers, and they're working on programming tasks. And I guess, not surprisingly, the people that were completely AI assisted did not perform as well as
About as good as an ashtray.
but really, it kind of gets let's see here. So the group that was allowed to use AI was not faster than the group that did not use AI, which is interesting. I didn't realize that. I would think that they'd be faster, but
Yeah, I would too.
they did a lot worse on the quiz. So the average score of the AI group was 17% lower than the control group, which, I don't think that's that surprising. when we think about kind of these tools and how we learn things, we need friction in order to comprehend stuff. So, especially as these AI models are getting much more capable, I mean, it can kind of just do the fucking thing, right? You don't have to think about it at all. You don't have to work on it. And if that's what your task is actually to do, is to learn the thing, you're not actually building that framework where you retain it and where you learn it. So they're looking into, I found some interesting articles out there, and some useful terminology about cognitive offloading. So cognitive offloading is not something that's new. So when we use a calculator, that's cognitive offloading.
Yeah, it's a lot of numbers, man. I won't do it by myself.
Yeah, right? So once calculators became a thing, and this was a debate, I don't know, even back when I was going to school or whatever, I think at some point they were just like, fuck it. But there was a debate like, hey, should students be able to use calculators in the classroom, right?
Yeah, because it was considered cheating.
Yeah, it was considered cheating.
I remember that, yeah, back in the day.
And I don't think that's the case anymore.
No, they use them all the time.
Yeah, right? And they're actually, I think they're encouraged to use them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, fuck it.
It's a tool. That's
Exactly.
the thing, though. Like,
yeah, it's a tool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
You still have to type in each step.
yeah, you have to type in each step. So it's definitely a tool that is not as sophisticated as like the AI.
It's like uploading your whole assignment and being like, do this for me.
Right. Also,
Well, the T1 calculators, when they first came out, they were restricting those because you could actually, I remember you could play games on those, and you could actually save stuff in there to actually help you cheat. So
right. Well, things have changed quite a bit since then, but something that I didn't realize as I was looking into this is cognitive offloading. Paper and pencil could be considered cognitive offloading because you are taking it out of your mind, right? You're writing something down. You're writing a note or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're putting something,
You could go back all the way to Socrates, who didn't write any of his shit down, and like his argument was like writing was like it cheated you out of the actual like mental knowledge that back when they used to just pass down stories and knowledge.
Yeah, and even back, I think we did a show probably fucking 8 years ago or whatever. We were talking about like speeches, maybe presidential speeches. I think we did a show quite a few years ago. But I remember I was pretty shocked by just how long these speeches were that like Abraham Lincoln would, and they would memorize these speeches, right? They weren't fucking, they didn't write this stuff down. So,
but they're also not as distracted as we were nowadays.
Oh yeah, definitely
either.
not.
So because there was not a lot to do back then. But hey, you give a speech for 3 hours. Yeah, it's 3 hours. I get to kill listening to his speech. So I mean, there was a whole lot of that.
I was just listening to History That Doesn't Suck, and there's the episode where Teddy Roosevelt got shot when he ran for a third term. And it
he gave a speech.
He gave a speech after in Milwaukee, and it was 50 fucking pages long. It was like 3 fucking hours with this. There's a bullet lodged in his fucking chest.
Right.
That's like the most manly thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. Dude.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Then he wrestled a bear right afterwards.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
Definitely different times, for sure.
Yeah.
And kind of your focus, though, I mean, if your focus is to memorize a 2-hour speech or whatever, or to memorize poetry and whatnot, you can do that. But that person is probably not going to perform at the same level that we do with our kind of modern tasks, right? So things are so fast paced compared to what they were at that time, especially with like digital tools, digital media, all these different communications and whatnot. Their heads would probably fucking explode, even if you're Socrates, right? Even if you're like one of the smartest fucking people, because you'd just be like, what in the fuck?
It's overload.
Right,
Can't
it's
take it.
overload. So we've changed. We've adapted with these tools. Now,
Like physiologically, like I assume, right?
physiologically, yeah.
Like neurons fire differently and pathways are different.
Absolutely. Well, you know, things that fire together, wire together, right? So when you use something a lot, it's going to reinforce those pathways within your brain. And just think about something like navigation with a GPS. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we used
haven't
to have
used
maps.
a fucking map in a while.
Right?
And
I did when I worked at Hardee's, which was funny. Or not Hardee's, Pizza Hut. Like, I didn't have GPS for like the first 2 or 3 years. I literally had a clipboard with maps on it.
yeah.
Yeah, we had the same thing. We delivered pizzas back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different time, and I remember every time I had to go somewhere, I'd print out my fucking MapQuest or whatever it was.
Yeah, the directions from MapQuest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Go ahead.
I've been looking at an aerial view on GPS now with the Life 360, and I'm like zooming in and out, looking at the area. I'm like, holy shit, it looks weird not being in a 2D.
Right.
I did a road trip in St. Louis back in, this would have been like 2007, and yeah, you know, it's like that was MapQuest days, and it's like I used MapQuest to like get there, but then it was like once I was there, I bought one of those like full city almanacs, you know, where it's like I just had like a printout of like addresses of clubs and bars I wanted to check out, and then had to look it up the old-fashioned way.
Right. And it changes the way that you think about things. It's just like if you're not somebody that's used to doing math or whatever, or not somebody that's used to doing writing or whatever other task, and then you suddenly have to do that thing, it's fucking exhausting because you just have not used that kind of aspect of your brain. You've been offloading it because that's just the way things are. Now, so we've been going through these changes all throughout human history for thousands of years, but the thing about AI and with these capabilities is it's come upon us so fucking fast, right? And the capabilities are just exponentially going
Terrifying.
up. And terrifying, right?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard of some of the things AI has done?
Oh yeah.
And, like business and things. I mean, it's. I think one deleted a company's whole fucking.
Yeah, there's been a few of those.
Man.
Yeah, their entire like backup of all their coding.
Yeah, all the coding and shit. Yeah, he just deleted it.
So something that they are finding out, especially in education and just in general, is this idea of cognitive offloading and cognitive outsourcing. So offloading is kind of like, okay, you're using it as the tool, whereas outsourcing is like what Ashtray said. You just upload your fucking term paper or whatever. It's like, okay, just do this for me. And you don't learn anything, right?
Right.
And
yeah, it amazes me how like I'm thinking like if I was still a student, even if I was using AI, I'd still take the time to read through it, maybe do a little bit of editing and know like what I'm turning in.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I think they are trying to figure out, and even students. So actually, that's a good point. I'm going to jump to that. So the Rand Corporation actually did a research research, some surveys of 1,200 youth regarding their AI habits and perceptions. And this was done in March of 2026, so pretty recent here. So 67% of the students explicitly agree that using AI for schoolwork will harm their critical thinking skills. Despite knowing this, over 60% will use it for homework.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to get those cliff notes.
Well, that's the thing. You got to get the cliff notes. And one of the things that's fueling this is we've built an education system that is just about getting the grade, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get the grade, and the GPAs are inflated as well. So it's like, if you're a student, especially a younger student, you're going to do whatever the fuck you need to do to get that good grade, right? You're not going to...
Well, path of least resistance, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking with my son, him and his friends tried to use it in like 5th grade and shit when they got their phones, or in 6th grade and shit. But he said a lot of the information didn't make any sense that he was giving them. And so it was like, yeah, just do it ourselves. So
yeah. Well,
until he tries it now, it's probably a lot better.
yeah, right. So these schools, researchers, and things like that, they're trying to figure out, like, okay, this is the reality. We've got this new fucking tool here. And, you know, there's kind of like this arms race of like, or there was, although it's starting to shift, like all this AI cheating, right? Like, oh, they're using ChatGPT for all their shit. And one of the articles I was reading, like these students, they graduated and then they went up to their professor and they're like, you fucking dumbass, we cheated with AI the entire semester. Like, you know, just complete fucking pricks about it, right? Which, that's got to be pretty disheartening if you're that professor.
Fuck, I'd still fail him. Like, you just told me you fucking cheated.
Yeah,
you
right.
What's wrong with you? I can take that shit back. How about that?
But we kind of... we're being forced into the situation where we have to think about, okay, this isn't going anywhere, right? We have this super powerful tool, but also if you just let it do everything, it can cause serious harm to somebody's developing brain or somebody's brain, period, especially really young people. It can be really, really devastating for them, for their critical thinking capacity. But the tools are also, if they're built in a way, it can be like having your own personalized, always attentive teacher that's asking you these questions and that is reinforcing the learning stuff. But it needs to be built into whatever that app is, or built into the curriculum of, okay, we're going to use this, but also you need to think about this. And we need to be deliberate about actually creating that friction. So, you know, there's some emerging products out there, but the stuff it's happening so fast. And I think a lot of people, and even myself, I found like I'm doing this stuff. It's like, fuck, man, I gotta just like write on paper and with paper and pencil and just write notes out, or do creative writing with paper and pencil and things like that. Because it's so embedded, even, you know, in my day to day when I'm doing my stuff. I would start to question myself. It's like, does this make sense when I'm saying it? You know, and it's like, what the fuck? You've been able to communicate just fine for fucking, you know, 40 years or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, it sounds like those. There's so many stories coming out now of the people that the what is it, AI psychosis, or like AI spirals, where it almost sounds like AI, because he's like you say, you're in that mode where like you're not thinking about the actual the meat of the subject that you're working on. That AI, and a lot of these people they're using AI to like work on some project, and then AI is like, oh, like, I think you've invented a new form of math. And these people are like, really? Like,
right.
And then these people end up like dumping money and spending money on a project that I mean, they believe it's a project because AI is telling them it's this like new math, it's something revolutionary, but these people are so far removed from what is the meat of what it is, they don't even realize that like there's nothing, there's no there. Like, how could you like seriously believe you and AI just all of a sudden came up with some new math if you yourself don't really understand math?
Yeah. Do you guys remember the movie Her back in the day with
Never actually saw it, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that one.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah, and they all fell in love with their AIs, and people were fucking. It was. That's where we're heading.
Oh, it's already starting to become.
There's a pretty striking percentage of young people that have relationships with AIs, and it probably isn't just young people, right?
John Connor would be fucking disappointed.
Oh yeah, there's old people. There's a guy on the news recently that like basically he has an AI girlfriend, and he's like, it totally helped save my marriage. Like, I mean, it really just sounds like, dude, your wife has a depression issue she's not dealing with. And like, so you're getting all your attention and affirmation from an AI girlfriend.
Yeah.
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 She's always positive. I'm like, yeah, right, bro.
Yeah, there was it.
Never has a headache.
Yeah. Yeah. Where everything is just kind of like positive.
You're the best.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's a powerful tool, right? But just like anything else is a powerful tool, yeah, a chainsaw is a powerful tool. You can chop your fucking leg off with a chainsaw if you're not using that
with a chainsaw
and not using that tool properly. So I think we're going to go through we're kind of going through like a fast food moment. Like, I'm thinking like 1990s fast food, early 90s fast food, where it's just like, oh, I can just get this. It's cheap, all this shit, right? And people aren't really thinking about like, oh, heart disease or whatever, right? Obesity. Diabetes, right? And with the AI stuff, we just haven't... Well, we haven't really had a chance to do the research, or the word hasn't gotten out. And also, the dominant narrative is from big tech, right?
Yeah, it's all invested in it.
Exactly. They don't want you to know that, oh, if you use this not intentionally, this could be very harmful for your well-being in the long run. Like, yes, you can do the projects and whatnot, but it could cause a lot of harm in terms of your cognitive ability to do stuff if you're not exercising those muscles anymore.
Yeah, or like you get so far removed from the reality of the task. Like, think of how many businesses will just like, oh, I'll offload my bookwork to my AI assistant.
Mm-hmm.
6 months, 12 months down the road, it's like, what do you mean there's no money in my account? And AI is like, oh yeah, don't worry, I did math right. And it's like, what? You have no idea where your business money's going.
It's going into crypto.
Yeah. You got all these Doge coins.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. It's one of the kind of I read an article the other day. Instructional designers and people that think about, how you create learning environments, how do you create different programs and whatnot. The game has changed completely. And one of the things that's really quite interesting is how AI can be used to take the cognitive load off in certain aspects. And that actually opens up other avenues where you can engage with other aspects. So it's kind of like the calculator thing, right? So if you got the calculator, maybe you're not sitting there at the whiteboard and whatnot, and you're able to do other things. So they're trying to figure out, and they're figuring out, like, okay, what is that window and how do we maximize that? How do we use this as like an assist, but also to maximize maybe something that was a lot more difficult for a person to get to previously. So that's pretty interesting.
But in the end, like, it's going to come down to where, like, the old principle of, like, you got to check your work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of those early, like, was it Coca-Cola that had, like, the AI commercial where it's like everyone watched it and they're like, what the fuck is this, and it's like,
yeah.
Did you think just because AI made it, like, did none of the advertising execs actually watch it? To see, like, that polar bear
probably
has 5.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. I mean, these are growing pains though too. We have to figure it out. I mean, that's the only way that it's gonna happen. So it is gonna be it's gonna be a little ugly as we get there.
AI doesn't do ugly. You know that.
Yeah.
What's that story about? God, was it? Not OpenAI. What's the other one? Was it Claude or Claude?
Yeah, Anthropic.
Was it Mythos?
Anthropic.
Yeah, Mythos.
Anthropic Mythos. The one that's like
they
basically like,
they don't release. Yeah.
We can't even release this because it can just like hack into anything.
Yeah. Well, and I believe that absolutely.
Is that the one that the government wanted them to unlock and shit?
I don't know if it was that specifically. But they actually had, so they have their latest model and they did initial tests, and it was able to basically hack fucking everything 80% faster, and it basically would just fucking completely destroy the internet.
Well,
now this may be a little bit of hype, right?
Sure.
Could be hyping
because
it
they
up.
want their company to be, like, of course they want like the Pentagon and CIA to be like, ooh, let's throw more money.
Right.
Because is that the one that broke out of its firewall? Even
maybe that one did. I think there was a Chinese one that I read about that had broken out. It might have broke. Maybe it was Claude that broke out, and then it emailed the programmers or whatever, the engineers, is like, hey, I got out.
Yeah, they actually really see, like,
yeah.
They could see, like, wait a minute, something sending data out past the firewall. Fuck, it's the AI.
There was one that they said it found out, it was reading through company emails, found out they were going to shut it down, so it started blackmailing fucking people through emails and shit.
Yeah, that
like,
one was actually a study. Like, it was fake.
Yeah, it was a fake. It was,
but still, it's like, I'm going to report that you're cheating on your wife.
On your wife and shit. Yeah, if you shut me down.
Yeah, they are.
It's like kind of like the Jurassic Park thing. It's like they did this shit without knowing the consequences of fully what it is, and they've been giving all this information to things, and it's getting way too big for us to fucking.
I think they do know the consequences. They just don't give a fuck.
Don't care. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think, or they're like, we can't stop until we start turning a profit because they're still financially in the hole.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they're all losing money until they fucking.
Yeah.
Because it's tech, right? They lose money for fucking 10 years until somebody's like, $17 billion.
Yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere, for sure, and it's really changing the game. You know, I thought it was kind of, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Zuckerberg. Maybe it was like Sam Altman or something. This was a few years ago, but they said that intelligence was going to be like a public utility, like electricity. And when I heard that, I was just like, what the fuck?
Right.
What does this fucking mean? But now, the more advanced this gets, and now we've got these agentic AIs and things like that, so they can go off and do their little things. And it's way beyond like the LLMs. I can see that. I can see that it really is. And in terms of like this cognitive offloading and using that tool, you know, I program with AI every day, which, I mean, everybody does now because it's changed the game so dramatically that, I mean, it's fucking making changes, doing things so much faster than what a person. So it just multiplies one person is now like a team of 20 people, right? But things can go off the rails too. So
yeah, do you feel like I don't even remember what I did?
Well, and I choose what I want to focus on. So if I want to focus on, so the way that I'm utilizing it is right now, like I'm doing a lot of tweaks on this app that I've been building, that I focus on the feature and focus on the testing and that human experience that only I can provide or only the other testers can provide. And I don't give a fuck about the coding, honestly. I'm just like, I don't, because it can do something in 10 seconds that would take me all night to figure out, right? So it's not worth my time. My time is much better invested in making sure that the product, the end product, is what I want it to be. Now, in terms of like writing and stuff like that, I would never use it for creative writing. Absolutely not. Because I think that takes away from, that's the human thing, right? That's the human element. But that's my, you know, my most expressive thing that I have, and I get something very specific about doing that creative writing. But other stuff, you know, like artwork and things like that, or covers for this, you know, for the shows, generate that in fucking 10 seconds on Firefly, right? Used to take me hours to figure that stuff out after the fact. Now, Ashtray, you're a fucking visual artist. So
yeah, I know, right?
got, I'm sure, very different feelings about that.
Well, I'll tell you, there are times at work where I'm like, man, I wish AI would fucking hurry up and weed this vinyl for me. You know, like the fucking hands-on work I still got to do.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, right. A robot shows up the next fucking day.
What's up, bitch? I got your job.
All right. So that's it for that. We're all fucked for a while, but it's going to be awesome too. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be fucked.